And then we'll do a little bit of gentle movement to get into the body. Then from there, we'll incorporate our breathwork practice and then move into a meditation. And we'll end practice today with silence and integration. So, whatever position is supportive to you for that. And you don't have to pick one and stick with it. You can try something out. Doesn't work, try something else. And I'll encourage you during the duration of this practice to either close down the eyes, lower the gaze, or direct your focus away from the video so that you can be yourself and just tune into my voice. And we'll go ahead and get started. So, hello from Long Lake. All right. So, wherever you found yourself, taking this time to maybe set a personal intention for your practice, what it is that you're hoping to cultivate, what it is you'd like to work on today, and then allowing that to be a guide for the remainder of our time together, if that's helpful. And then from there, it's just get into the body a little bit, moving the shoulders from side to side. Maybe it's shoulder shimmies, some gentle movement to begin to wake up the upper part of the body here. You can do one shoulder at a time, doing some shoulder loops there and switching shoulders. You can do shoulder loops together, bringing the shoulders forward and then up to the ears, then pulling the shoulders back and then down along the back. There's no right or wrong movement here. These are suggestions for you. The invitation here is to tune into what the body might be needing right now before we settle into deeper practice. Maybe it's gentle neck rolls, or we drop the chin to the chest and then bring the left ear to the left shoulder, and then allowing the chin to fall back to the chest, relaxing the back of the neck, and then bringing the right ear to the right shoulder. And then allowing the chin back to the chest, relaxing the back of the neck. You can also lift the chin all the way to the ceiling, stretching the throat. And then dropping it down all the way, allowing the chin to rest and the back of the neck to stretch. Mm. Taking care of any other additional movements that the body might be craving today. And when you feel complete with that, we'll move into our breath practice. And so, with breath work, I like to think of the breath as a volume knob where we can have no control over it and we just allow. And then we can have maximum control over it where we are controlling our inhales and our exhales. And so I'm going to encourage today the volume knob to go from 0 to 25%. We're beginning to bring in conscious control. And so bringing in awareness to our inhales, bringing awareness to our exhales. Beginning to notice how breath feels today. Noticing the textures and qualities of your breath. Working with where you're at. Your breath may be deep and slow, or shallow and fast, or any combination of qualities. It's okay because that's where you're at. And then bit by bit, inviting you to turn up that volume knob, beginning to expand how much breath comes in on the inhale and how much breath releases on the exhale. And this can be done through the nose, through the mouth. You can try out a couple different combinations and see what works for you. As we begin to deepen breath, I'm going to invite us to think about the breath moving down into the body. Sometimes breath can feel shallow, where it's just centered maybe in the nasal passages or the throat or maybe the chest. And I'm going to encourage us to bring breath in and see if we can expand it deeper into the body. Last week, we worked with our magnetic hands. So if it's helpful, you can place your hand on your chest or another location of your body where you want to encourage expansion. And as we deepen capacity, also encouraging length as well. A longer inhale, deeper, fuller, and a longer exhale. We started today's practice with a little bit of movement to become aware of how the body tends to move or can move. And so, can you bring in awareness of the subtle movements of the body as you deepen your breath? When you inhale and expand, how does the body move? And when you exhale and contract, how does the body move? You can continue to bring down the breath deeper into the body, seeing if we can begin to fill up the belly. Seeing how the belly feels to expand and contract. And also work with a visualization. If visualization is helpful to you, and think about the breath in any sort of texture, quality, shape, color, entering into the body, making its way down into the belly, expanding, and then exhaling, releasing it back through that path. And if at any point sound wants to accompany the breath, it's welcome. Hmm. If a breath count is helpful, you can incorporate that. Again, if the hands, the magnetic hands are helpful, again, you can bring them on the front of the belly and then to the back of the lower back as well to feel the breath expand in all directions. Continuing to deepen breath, working with that directional breath of in and down, filling up the belly, expanding the belly, and then exhale, contracting. Noticing again how the body moves with breath as we turn up the volume of capacity. These last few minutes of our breath practice and really encouraging that inhale to come down into the belly, pushing the belly out, really filling up like a balloon. And then exhale gently, long, slow, deep exhales. Continuing to fill up the belly, push out the belly on the inhale. Again, the volume knob of conscious effort, dialing up bit by bit and releasing. And as you work with pushing out the belly, you do that in all directions on the inhale and really tune into how the body moves to make space for breath. And making any adjustments to invite in more breath. So for me, sometimes that is a shoulder loop to bring my shoulders back, to open my chest more, so that my belly can fill up more. Hmm. And if you'd like to play around with a switching of directions, maybe try inhaling to fill up the belly first. And the visualization here could be to pull up from the earth. Inhale, filling up the belly from the earth, and then filling up the chest from there. And the exhale, drinking down from the chest and the belly, emptying out. So, again, that option is to inhale to fill up, pull up from the earth into the belly, into the chest, allow the chest to expand. And exhale, emptying down, allowing the breath to leave the chest and the belly. So that's one option. And the other option is to fill up from the top, feeling the breath move down into the body, into the belly, and then emptying out from the belly, back up. So whichever direction you choose, being with that for a few more moments. And then over the course of the next 2 minutes, taking that volume knob of breath control and taking it down bit by bit. So we dialed it up gradually, and we're going to dial it down gradually, coasting back into neutral breath, trying not to abruptly stop, gradually coming back, releasing that practice. And as you fall back into a natural pattern of breath, Get curious about the qualities you're experiencing now. Just a moment to notice the differences between when we first started and where we're at now. Taking this time to tune in again, noticing if there's any natural movement that the body might be wanting, making conscious choice to adjust position before we settle into our meditation. Our meditation today will be a body scan. We'll start at our toes and we'll bring our awareness like a flashlight, inspecting the different nooks and crannies of the body. As we make our way up through the body, if there's any place of discomfort or unease, work with where you're at. You know yourself, you know how much discomfort you can handle. You can always return back to the breath. You can always come back to a gentle single word to bring the attention back if the attention begins to wander. My favorite recall word is home. So if I hit discomfort and then my mind wants to chase a thought, I gently call it back with home. All right. So beginning at the toes, bring the light of your attention. This could be a visual as well. I like to sometimes think about it as a literal flashlight, casting light onto my foot. So if visualization works for you, try it. Otherwise, just bring attention to the foot. You can do one foot at a time. You can do both feet simultaneously. You can bounce between the feet. There's all sorts of ways to do a body scan. So get curious about what works for you, what works for your attention and your capacity. Noticing textures and qualities, and how the foot feels. And then we'll move up to the ankle. Again, could be the right or the left or both simultaneously. And then up to the shin and the calf. Inspecting the knee, the back of the knee crook, the upper leg, the thighs and the quads. Moving up to the seat, feeling any points of contact that you're making with the surface below you. Noticing the hips, the pelvis, and then up into the belly. You feel the expansion that we created with the breath in the belly still. The softness, or maybe the hardness. It's okay. Continuing the journey up to the diaphragm, lower ribs, middle back, chest and upper back, noticing the qualities of the torso, the clavicles, the shoulders, the back of the neck, the throat, down the biceps, upper arms, to the elbows and the elbow crooks, and the forearms, the wrists, and the fingers. And then traveling back through either the center or back up the arms, back to the neck, the base of the skull, bringing awareness to the jaw, the tongue, the cheeks, the nose, the eyes, eyebrows, forehead, entire head. From here, making a choice, and continue to explore the body or practice expanding awareness outside of the body. Maybe it's practicing experiencing the entire body. And calling yourself back home anytime. Awareness goes too far out, or you start chasing a thought. We've got about 4 minutes together for the end of class. So I've got the time. You are welcome to continue to be in your practice. Being with your awareness, your breath, your place. You are exactly where you are. You are feeling exactly what you're feeling. You are noticing exactly what you're noticing. It's your experience. I honor your experience. Be exactly as you are, where you are. These last 2 minutes together, slowly, with intention, begin to release the practices. Bring your awareness back to yourself, back to the space, allowing the breath to come back to natural and unaffected. Reopen the eyes and reorient to your space, looking around. Name objects that you see. You can name them silently or out loud. You can name things that you hear, that you smell, or that you taste. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of the day. And if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comments below. I'll get to them. Other than that, I will see you on the next one. Bye.